hello to my little friend.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the dungeon. If this is your first time here, welcome and thanks for coming. Today we're gonna do a review of my favorite airbrush, the GSI Creos PS-771. This airbrush is said to spray like an Iwata micron. I can't confirm that because I've never used a micron, but it's hard to imagine anything spraying any better. So let's get into it. We're going to tear this thing apart. I'm going to show you the inside. This is GSI's flagship. This is their best brush. Okay, preset handle, of course. Now, this feature, I don't really use it, but out of all the brushes that I've had, this motion is the smooth. That's like butter. You feel no resistance whatsoever. And I noticed something on here that I haven't seen on any other brushes. If you know some, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a little set screw right here. So what I figure is that if you have a certain place where you repeatedly use this feature and you want it right there every time, you can loosen that screw and slide this up to meet the body at that point, and then that way you'll still be able to adjust out and get your full range of movement, but you won't go any smaller than that. That way, whenever you want to use that feature at that setting, you just dial it all the way in, and that's where it'll be. And which I could see that being useful if there's something that you do regularly on a regular basis, and you need that width of a line. But just something I noticed. I haven't seen it before, so anyway. So we pull this off, and it's basically your typical setup. You got your needle chucking nut. Pull the needle out, and this is your spring housing, or the retainer for your spring housing. It's also your adjustment for your trigger tension. Now this trigger is like as a T, like on the Micron or on the HP. My HPC has the same type of trigger. This housing, it's a separate piece. So that you need to remove that to get this rocker assembly out. This is the rocker, or the needle chucking guide. It's a little slippery. I got some lube on there. Now, we're not going to bother tearing the valve down, but you have your Mac valve, very smooth as well. Nice polish inside the cup. And your air cap. And your nozzle. Now, I'm not going to take the nozzle off, but this whole head assembly also comes off like with a micron. Slippery here. Now, this will actually swap out with the custom micron. So it's basically the same. Basically the same thing. So there we have it. Now we're going to put it back together. Now when putting together, I use this to nudge that loose, but I'm not going to use a tool to tighten it. Everything's done by hand. If you get any air bubbles and you need to snug it up a little, then you could put a tool on it, but be really light-handed with it. And if it still leaks, of course, you can always apply some beeswax or some chapstick to the threads, and that will stop it from bubbling back into the cup. Now, I don't spray with this tip, with this air cap on, this needle cap on. That's just to protect the needle. So when I'm handling it, otherwise, I'll put that on until I'm ready to spray. So. Get this trigger back in. Now this is one of the easier triggers to put in, unlike the Eclipse or many other ones that have a piston that goes down into the little hole. You gotta thread in there. Now, see what's going on here. Here's your spring. Here's your sleeve, your adjustment, you can put that all the way in. If you like a stiff trigger, you can leave it out a little bit if you like it a little looser. But the looser you have it, the less pressure you're going to have on the nozzle, so that if you have it too loose, you can have issues with the needle seating properly. So keep that in mind. Now this is the needle nozzle setup on this is a 0.18, same as the micron. Now when putting your needle back in, don't push hard, just give it enough pressure that you know it's all the way forward. put your chucking nut back on it. There you go, there it's together. Okay. Wind this all the way in. Now, I like it sideways. Some people like to slot on the sides, and then it interferes with my hand, so I prefer it like this. You know, a lot of people will work without handles, and that's very awkward to me. I feel everything touching my hand. It doesn't, not my preferred way to do it. So, there you go. Let's take it up to the easel and see what she does. Here we are at the easel. I've got some paint. This is like this is a very cheap paint that surprisingly well. It's called Roizafar, and it's like one of the cheapest sets you can get on Amazon. And I tend to have an easier time getting it to spray than I do with Createx. But anyway, I have that mixed about 50-50 with isopropyl alcohol. And let's see what kind of... Start out with some little dots. I don't know if you can see those, but they're pretty small. And this is a tiny line. So yeah, gets down pretty good. We're at 20 psi. And as far as atomization, does a very nice job. Now the trigger response on this thing is incredible. You ask for paint and it's there. Yeah. And for this cheap paint, yeah, it's this is really good. Oh yeah, it's And as always, these stencils, these are this is my own design. I did this during a tutorial. You can find my tutorial on how to design and cut your own stencils with a plotter. I'm not a big dagger stroke guy. I'm not real good at it. But as you can see, it's more than capable. There's nothing this brush won't do. Like I said, these lines are like a hair. And as long as you got the control to keep that needle away from the surface, you can do such tiny little details with this. Fades. Beautiful fades. So yeah, you can fade this to where you cannot pick out where the color actually starts. So yeah, perfect. Now, I'm going to turn this way down on the MacBook. Throw in a few more drops of isopropyl. We're going to really thin this out. Blow back bubbles to mix it. There's absolutely no overspray on this little tiny detail work. Now, of course, with the isopropyl, you're going to get a little bit of tip dry. You can combat that by mixing your isopropyl with some reducer or throw in a couple drops of my flow juices, my own recipe. Wow. Now, I'm not the most steady-handed painter. I use a lot of stencils because, well, I've probably mentioned this before, but I had 2 strokes. So, yeah, my hand is not as steady, as coordinated as it used to be. So, there you have it. The GSI Creos PS-771. Made in Japan. When I bought this brush, it was $220, and you can get it for under $200 now if you shop around. But my suggestion is get it through Spray Gunner, because they will stand by their products 100%. So hey, there you go. Thanks for watching, and see you next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell so you don't miss anything. All right, bye.